welcomes you on campus at the University of Michigan. A new era of Wolverine basketball about to be unveiled to the nation today. The Duke Blue Devils, winners of 5 straight, take on the Wolverines, undefeated, featuring 5 freshmen in their top 8. Jim Nance and Billy Packer with you from Crisler Arena. And the Duke front court with Chris Carrawell, the leading scorer for the Devils. Shane Battier raised just 40 minutes from Ann Arbor in Birmingham, Michigan. A homecoming for him and freshman Carlos Boozer. In the backcourt, freshman guard Jason Williams, better by every game. And Nate James coming off a career-high 22 against DePaul. Directed by Coach Mike Krzyzewski, 6 times National Coach of the Year, and recently a grandfather for the first time. The Michigan Wolverines at 6-0. The starting lineup: freshman Lavelle Blanchard, raised just a block away from campus. Aslan and Jones in the front court. All freshman backcourt from Seattle: Jamal Crawford, and out of Las Vegas, Kevin Go-Go Gaines, with Brian Ellerby in his 3rd year directing the Wolverines. Billy, it's been the rivalry of the 90s, really, in college basketball.
Without question, Jim. It seemed like only yesterday I can remember the Fab Five going through practice to get ready to play #1 Duke.
That was 8 years ago this weekend. It's a different style here, but there's a similar excitement about this new crop of Wolverines. Battier, turn around, gets it to drop. That's something he didn't do up here 2 years ago. Make a shot from the field.
Right, Blanchard is listed at 6'7". I don't think he's that big, and Battier really took advantage of him in the low post there.
Crawford, freshman to freshman, and Williams was battling him, and he's called for the reach-in.
You know, Jim, it's interesting when you talk about rivalries, freshman against freshman, one from New Jersey, one from all the way out in Washington, but you know, they've played against each other many times in Summer League All-Star games. It's amazing how these kids know each other.
Gaines, the freshman, knocks down a 3 to get Michigan started.
Well, those who watched the earlier game saw a freshman backcourt that's not bad, with Arenas and Gardner from Arizona. This one is equally as talented.
Aslan with the rebound. Students have been brought in really close to the floor here.
Good kick out.
Jones with a 3. The maze rage, they call it. You can certainly sense from floor level the extra adrenaline and intensity with the students being moved down low.
And boy, is Duke going inside early in this basketball game, trying to show the advantage they have in power.
Boozer reached in to strip it away from Crawford, and he's called for the foul.
Straight man-to-man by Michigan. Duke trying to take advantage of muscle inside.
Second Duke team foul. Michigan's calling.
Josh Aslan, who really did a great job here 2 years ago in the tremendous comeback that Michigan had against Duke. 8 rebounds in that ball game. He is going to be put to task here early in this one.
That last foul was called on James, Nate James, instead of Boozer.
James coming off the great game against DePaul, where he kept his team in the game for the first half.
Aslan, turnaround. Yes.
Expanding his game each and every year.
James turned. Beautiful. What a move. He had 18 in that first half against DePaul. 22 for the game, an overtime thriller. 39th straight home win for the Devils. And Crawford gets into the action here, drawing the foul, shooting situation.
Jim, a critical foul there. Crawford going against Williams. That's his 2nd personal foul. There's the incredible play by James inside. Mike Krzyzewski has to remove his point guard right off the bat. And if Duke has a real problem, it's what do we do with Williams out of the game? He played 45 minutes in the overtime game against DePaul. He's going to sit down early here.
He had 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes. Crawford at the line. He's the kid out of Seattle. Said he first started finding out about Michigan basketball. We see Mike Dunleavy Jr. Freshman coming in for the Blue Devils. Crawford first found out about the Wolverines when they won the championship out on the Kingdome floor in 1989. He was just 9 years old at that time.
This is what I expected. Williams out of the game. Michigan wisely presses.
And look what happens. Turnover right away.
Great piece of coaching there by Ellerby. Realizing Carrawell moves to the backcourt. Dunleavy really not exposed very much to this kind of pressure.
Jones unable to get it to go. Missed 2 from out there.
And here's where the versatility of Carrawell shows up. He'll move and be the primary ball handler with this basketball team.
Boozer in and out. Aslan tips it out, but James is standing there. Misfires on the jumper. Gaines and the Wolverines race to the front court. That ball may have been tipped.
It was tipped. No, it was tipped. It was definitely tipped. It should be Michigan's ball.
Going to be Duke's.
What happened there is the lead official was caught under the basket with his head turned without question. That should have been Michigan ball. The ball was tipped. Here you see Carrawell with Jones bringing the ball up the floor. Blanchard and Battier. That's where Duke needs to go inside. They've got an advantage. There it is.
Battier, his second basket of the game.
Now Blanchard, Jim, is going to have to realize Battier's got size, power, and experience on him. He's going to have to get in front of him. The ball is too easily put into the low.
What a move by Gaines. Spins free, the freshman.
Prior to this game, he has looked pass first, score second. I'm sure that was on the scouting report. He's taking it right to the hole now.
Boozer will go to the line for 2. Aslan whistled for that one.
Here we see Gaines reverse dribble. And Dunleavy saying, where did he go? Terrific job by Gaines, Nevada High School Player of the Year. Actually visited Duke on his own, but wanted to commit very early when Duke had their sights on other people, Williams particularly, who they eventually got.
His memory of that unofficial recruiting visit to Duke was walking into Cameron on a June afternoon, and Battier watching him just shoot jumpers alone for an hour and a half. Boozer gets the second one to go.
Well, you know, Gaines has got good work ethic. I really love watching Michigan practice yesterday. I think there is a difference between this group and the Fab Five. Blanchard. Set eye contact play.
Freshman to freshman.
Jim, the big thing, I think that Fab Five was more talented and much more mature than this group, but they didn't have the overall work ethic this group has.
Battier, beautiful touch on that one.
Battier again, who along with Carrawell last year had a different role with this Duke team, stepping up to be much more of a scorer.
Gaines steps in, short on the jumper.
Take a look at the size the Duke team has out there on the floor right now. James is 6'5", the smallest.
Not this time for Battier. Tipped around. Carrawell has it. He'll take the jumper. Tipped out to Blanchard. He's got Crawford, his roommate, ahead.
Great block!
And no foul.
What a block by Dunleavy coming from behind, a young man that came to college at 6'6" and is now 6'8". There's the lob.
Coverage of the road to the Final Four is sponsored by Daytech Online. The rules of online trading are changing. Solomon Smith Barney. See how we earn it. And by Chevrolet Trucks. The most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Atmosphere is electric here early in Ann Arbor.
Well, Jim, these two teams have faced each other in the Final Four twice, 92 and 64. We'll see the block coming up by Dunleavy. Crawford thinks he's got one to stuff, and what a terrific timing play on Dunleavy's part. Doing a little zone out of bounds by Duke, and they stay in it. Little 2-3 zone here. Gaines, wiser than his freshman years, recognizes the defense and sets his team up.
Lost control of it. Back into the arms of Young, who's just come in. Crawford 3. Too strong. Chris Young, 45, is in for the Wolverines.
Carrawell, one of the most underrated players in college basketball. There's not much that young man can't do. I thought he got fouled on that play.
Blanchard snaps out the release pass. Jones.
Smart play by Jones. He knew Battier was under the basket, who is really great at drawing charges. So he looked for the outside shot, took what was given to him, the medium range jumper, and pulled up rather than trying to go to the hoop.
All 5 starters have now scored for Michigan.
Asking a lot of Dunleavy to handle that ball that far away.
Gaines reached in. They have almost all the way. You'll see it today. 3 freshmen on the floor at all times. And freshmen have accounted for 68% of their scoring and over half the rebounding.
Jim, think of what Michigan lost last year. Lewis Bullock, 35 minutes a game, 75 threes, 20 points a game, and of course, Robbie Reed, the other outstanding shooter.
And they went from losing 2 seniors in the backcourt to starting 2 freshmen. James on the follow.
James playing extremely well. His career has really been hampered by injuries, and Mike told us yesterday he still has a lot of problems with tendonitis in the knees. But he can be a big lift to this Duke team.
Jumper. Groniger, freshman who's just come in, number 23 for Michigan, freshman from Plainfield, Indiana. Williams is back for Duke.
Well, he's got to be careful not to draw the charge now. He's got 2 fouls on him. James would like to come out, take a little blow here. But here's where Williams, Jim, has got to get out of the freshman mentality. Now defensive. He's got to be able to play with his feet and not reach. A 3rd foul on him would really be tough. Great backdoor cut. Crawford converts. Boy, that's the 2nd time that Gaines and Crawford, who really like each other, room together, have been able to team up.
Corbin for the Blue Devils comes right in. Here's a youngster for the Blue Devils who's growing in confidence.
Well, it wasn't a banker off the board that was not called as he had against DePaul for the victory, but a nice turnaround jumper. Smooth touch.
3 freshmen on the floor for Duke, 4 for Michigan. Gaines, too strong, Young on the follow. 7 freshmen on the floor right now for these 2 big-time programs.
Amazing Young, who had an outstanding day in practice yesterday, banging around inside. To give the University of Michigan some credit, put these students right down on the floor like they are. The environment in here feels like it's Cameron Indoor Stadium, doesn't it?
It really does, Billy. That's what they've been trying to achieve for a long time. CBS Sportsline has everything you need to know about college basketball. You can get all your in-depth team reports, plus live scores and stats and more. Just click on NCAA Hoops at cbs.sportsline.com. For America Online users, the keyword CBS Sportsline. Williams.
Pretty good defense by Gaines that time, forcing Williams to alter the shot slightly.
Blanchard held Battier underneath. That's his first.
Blanchard a little quiet today with the exception of those great passes from Gaines, but he's given up a lot of size inside having to go against Battier. Zone out of bounds by Michigan. They stay zone, they go man. They stay zone. I don't know if Gaines realizes it. Now he does.
Battier challenges 2 Wolverines. Dunleavy with the putback and 1.
Jim Dunleavy, and this is amazing, listed at 6'6" in high school. You look out there right now, he is an inch taller than Battier, who is supposed to be 6'9". And here's where it pays off. Look at that young man get up in there. Had an outstanding game in front of his father, Mike, who was an outstanding college player at South Carolina and almost went to Duke.
That's the 2nd whistle, by the way, on Blanchard. So 3-point play by Dunleavy cuts the lead to 1.
Blanchard again being at a disadvantage size-wise, picking up fouls on rebounding techniques.
Asselin back in for Michigan. Crawford, Wild, Asselin with the putback.
That was a great pass.
Yeah.
Crawford's not bashful.
Wasn't Wittenberg to Charles, but same effect.
And there's where Dunleavy gives up some quickness, and Crawford takes advantage of it.
Gaines gets it to Crawford, and Horvath swats it away.
Returning for Duke, number 4.
Boozer back. James returning also for the Blue Devils.
Number 14, James.
It's amazing how talented these young players are. Horvath coming over, helping out. Crawford again, as I said, not bashful at all. He came into this game, Jim, after 6 games, taking 94 shots.
Talking about Crawford. Had one game where he missed his first 9 from the field, would come back to hit the game winner.
Actually, 10. He had,
one in the second half, 0 for 9 at halftime. Groniger 0 for 2.
Wow.
Battier, long-range 3. Put back by James.
Now there's an experience. No block out on the weak side at all. James had an open lane to the basket. Second time Battier has taken a 3, and he's been a very proficient three-point shooter this year.
James with 6. Williams with the steal. Duke takes the lead.
Basketball, Jason Williams.
Pretty good defense by Gaines. He forced Williams to make an incredible shot there. It looked easy only because he's so talented. Williams doing a smart thing now, too. Playing off Gaines a little bit so he doesn't get called for the reach.
Blocked by Battier. And look at the nifty move by Williams to save it for Duke. Michigan ball.
Now there's a case, Jim, where Duke had the numbers. Carrollwell wanted the lob. Williams should have held it longer. Here's James.
Coach Mike Krzyzewski's 20th season. 474 wins at Duke with 8 Final Four appearances. They opened the season with 2 losses in New York. 1-point loss to Stanford, 5-point loss to UConn. And as Coach K said, it knocked some reality in us rather quickly.
Well, he never would have anticipated this kind of schedule, knowing that he would be playing with all of these freshmen. But, you know, Mike is now getting up into the stratosphere of coaches. Final 4 wins, Wooden 21, Rupp 9, Smith and Mike both have 8. So, you know, he's moving into major territory now in terms of his coaching legacy.
Crawford with a 3. About Coach K with the 48 wins in the NCAA tournament. Only Dean Smith has won more tournament games.
That's right. He's 48-13 now in the NCAA tournament in his career. Boy, you really like Crawford's mentality as a scorer. Reach in by Jones, and he gets caught. You know, Boozer, Jim, I think it's miraculous that he's playing this well, considering the injury to his foot. Remember when Elton Brand had a similar injury? It took him a long time to come back. Unfortunately for Elton, it was right in the season. At least for Boozer, he had a chance preseason. But I think this young man's going to come on each and every game.
Freshman from Juneau, Alaska, and Mike was saying we've seen a different Boozer the last 3 weeks.
Absolutely. Well, you know, when you can't run as a big man in preseason, there's so many things in the drills you can't do.
That Boozer this time collided with some Wolverines.
Disappointed there that he committed kind of a cheap foul.
Michigan's ball out of bounds.
Carrollwell now over here on Crawford. That's going to be some matchup the rest of the half. Carrollwell, one of the best defenders for his size in the country. Double screen for Crawford.
Crawford.
Wow.
Gives it up to Asselin.
Boy, he blew by Carrollwell. Nice jump stop. Boozer
tipped over to
good
a teammate.
idea. Good idea, though, as a pass. It wasn't executed well, but a good idea. You better find Crawford.
Young baseliner.
Second basket for the young guy coming in off the bench. Michigan team has some depth. It's young, but it's got some depth.
There's a whole lot of intensity on the floor today.
Absolutely. Gaines clotheslines James coming across the lane. Asselin doing a nice job. Better matchup for Michigan with his body.
Carrollwell back to the rim. Boozer
anticipated getting fouled.
2-on-1. Gaines, Crawford, back to Gaines for 2.
Unselfish play. These kids enjoy playing with each other.
Michigan with its largest lead, 26-21.
They had the win against an ACC team and beating Georgia Tech earlier down in Atlanta. But this is a much better Michigan team than even that one that beat Georgia Tech. I like the way they're playing.
Jason Williams guns a three.
Williams for three.
Look at how Williams is backed off compared to the way he was trying to play defense early in the game. A very smart move on his part. He's got enough quickness to stay away from somebody, still be effective.
Williams with the 2 early whistles. 2 fouls.
Hey, Crawford's a scorer, but he's got good enough ball handling skills to take it as the point guard.
Wow, Pointer. He set that all the way right over Nate James. 10 points for Crawford.
Young man got a 5th year as a high school player because of all the tough things that had happened to him prior to that time. And he comes in here really not as a freshman.
Boozer was hacked to go to line for 2. And with the conclusion of this game, we will be selecting the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. Chevrolet will make a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund, a tradition for over a quarter century.
Jim, you know the thing that's a little scary? It's Jamal Crawford is quoted in the press release as saying, this makes you feel old, okay? Yeah. I grew up as a kid watching the Fab Five. Yeah. and then one, in regard to Blanchard, said, ever since I was a kid, I watched him play, and I always looked up to, not Larry Bird, not Magic Johnson, Shane Battier. It's unbelievable.
Shane Battier, a local product out of Country Day High School. And Blanchard used to go watch him play his high school games.
Sometimes you fail to realize in 1990, these guys were 10 years old. So I guess the Fab Five is ancient history to them.
Those old guys.
Yeah, right. Dangerous pass.
Back out Gaines. Three-pointer.
Taking good shots today of the Michigan players. Sanders in there now, and he's given up some strength. There's the 3rd foul on Williams. A disaster for Mike Krzyzewski.
7:36 to go in the half. We'll take a timeout. Michigan with its largest lead. Billy Packer in Ann Arbor, Michigan. One thing that's been a real difficult thing for Duke this week, Blue Bug's been running through the team. And Chris Carrawell, the leading scorer, even spent a night in the student infirmary on campus on Wednesday night, missed practice Thursday. Clearly not 100%. He is, again, their leading scorer. He's 0 for 4 from the field thus far.
Jim, we have a lot of new players, but we don't have 2 new coaches. And for Brian Ellery, he has got to remember last year's Duke game where Duke pounded his team 108-64, a 44-point differential, 2nd biggest differential loss in Michigan history. Brian's also been involved with an incredible win, a 48-point win over Indiana. But he does remember that trip in Durham, North Carolina last year.
Charge. And it's Battier on the floor. It seems to always be Battier, all-time school leader in draw charges. That's the 72nd time in his career he's pulled off that feat.
National Defensive Player of the Year last year. Mike says the reason he draws charges so well is not only technique, but he sees the whole floor and anticipates where the next play is going to come from. Nice touch.
Balls for Dunleavy. It was a 44-point drubbing a year ago at Cameron. Only worst loss was 1960. Michigan 47 points to Ohio State. Vignier come in and tries the soft hook shot. Tomorrow on CBS, the NFL action early. Many of you will see New England against Indianapolis, the Colts. Can they keep it going? Some will see Miami against the Jets in the 4 o'clock window. And it all gets started with the NFL today, 12 noon Eastern time.
Hey, Jim, when you're throwing the lateral, it has to go to a running back. James was to your left. You threw it out to the right. Who was that?
I was throwing it to Tony Marani and Lenny Mancini.
They weren't even in the game in pads.
They should be.
Into the Wolverines, number 1, Jamal
I thought it was
Crawford.
Dickerson.
I'll have to give it up
I think it was
to the
Dickerson.
pony next time.
Yeah, to the pony. Give it to the pony.
I didn't know how to run the option. I came out of a veer school, Houston, Bill Yeoman. Vignier gets the second one to go.
Here comes the press with Williams again out of the game. Remember the last time Duke didn't handle it well. This time they do. They actually have numbers.
Horvath, 3. Dunleavy.
Ooh, that's almost his second putback offensive rebound.
Good game surveying the floor. Wisely holds up.
Has that head up. You're right, Jim. He sees the whole court. Blanchard's been quiet.
Gaines. Oh, that 3 rattles out. Vignier in place. The 5th freshman has come in now for the Wolverines, and that's Leland Anderson, number 50, by way of Massachusetts, Attleboro, Massachusetts, north of Boston.
Vignier had a solid 8 points, 9 rebound game against Detroit. He's got a lot of experience out there. Played in 2 winning games against Duke, freshman and sophomore years. There's Horvath in there again. Over the back.
Called on Vignier. His first.
Jim, I was thinking about those differentials you talked about. Ohio State 1960. And then I mentioned about him beating Indiana by 48. You know something? Bobby Knight's been involved in
both those games.
A player in 60 at Ohio State and a coach at Indiana.
Right.
I'm sure he enjoyed the one in Columbus a lot more.
Nick Horvath. Perfect from the floor against DePaul. 8 points, including the winner with 14 seconds to go from Arden Hills, Minnesota. Here's Boozer coming back.
Nick Horvath.
And again, Duke not able to get their offense running with a young man that's been playing more minutes than anybody else. Jason Williams on that bench saddle now with 3 fouls, picked up 2 early and had to sit.
Anderson charge.
Total inexperience there. If you're Anderson, you're being guarded by Battier, you're a freshman, give the ball up. You're in the game to get low rebounds, post plays, not to put it on the floor against a guy so gifted defensively. And he'll have to sit. Nice screen.
James from the corner. Big time arching shot.
Carrawell got by with a walk that time, Jim. Big break for Duke. That's better by Anderson, and he sets an illegal screen. Here's what I'm talking about, Jim. He's got to realize Sean Battier knows how to move the feet for a big man. Gets over inside and draws the charge expertly. And look at how as soon as he feels contact, he heads to the ground. It's not a flop. It's a solid play.
That's twice today we've seen Battier draw the charge. And we were talking to him yesterday about it. He says, you know, it's really a lot easier than a block shot. That's what people don't realize. I can tell when guys are out of control, and I just stand there and absorb the hit.
Jim, think about something. It's better than a block shot. Number one, obviously they don't
Guaranteed
score.
possession.
You guarantee the possession, and the other team picks up a foul. So it is better than a block. Boy, Boozer's going to be a powerful rebounder.
He's got a big body in
he
there.
does.
Inside. Very strong. Carrawell.
Is that? No, that was Blanchard on the inside.
Carrawell 0 for 5 from the field. Butler carried it.
A nice piece of officiating there, Jim, and it's great to see officials cracking down on that carry where you just can't defend it.
Tuesday on CBS, very special holiday Jag when a visit to Christmas Pass makes for a story of romance and adventure. Tuesday on CBS. Under 5 minutes to go in the half at Crisler Arena.
Notice how Carrawell's become the primary ball handler with this team. Nice move.
Boozer with the tip in.
Basket by Carlos Boozer.
Boy, Gaines pushes that ball up the court nicely. You don't have time to loaf going back down floor. He'll have it in position.
Vignier, hook shot.
Beautiful block out by Dunleavy against Hasman, and that is really an outstanding play by a freshman going up against an experienced rebounder.
Double bonus situation, so he'll shoot 2.
Now here you have, Vignier has the nice shot inside, but watch this block out by Dunleavy. Instead of going for the ball, being pushed underneath, he held his ground. Very good technique.
2 on Aslan.
Shooting 2.
You know, in that game a year ago at Cameron, 108-64, Chris Burgess hit 8 out of 9 from the field for the Blue Devils in that game. He could have been here. Transferred instead to Utah. Will be playing for Rick Majerus' team next year.
Jim, nothing disappoints me with the likes of Burgesses and Humphreys from Oklahoma's and Wreckers from Indiana, Bradley's from Kentucky's transferring someplace because they think they can get it better ready to play somewhere else. I mean, it's kids need to buckle down.
Michael Bradley from Kentucky to Villanova. Started all the games last year. Sit out the season. Play for Coach Lapis next season.
Boozer, nice mod.
Travel.
Oh, that was a nice move by Boozer because he felt pressure to his inside and rolled. I thought it was a pretty good move. So did Mike Krzyzewski, letting the official know as he goes by.
Andre Buckner is in for Duke, number 15, and he commits the foul.
Jim, I don't think it's a wise move. As well as Gaines can control the ball, he's got great dribbling skills. To try to take it away from him, your best move is to move your feet and just try to stay in front of him. Mike's still on the official over there talking about Boozer's latest move. Said, how can he be walking if he's dribbling the ball?
Gaines having a big first half with 12.
Jim, we talk about great freshman guard play. How about DeMar Johnson and Kenny Satterfield from Cincinnati? I mean, you talk about the #1 team in the nation being led by freshman guards and doing the job.
Gaines hits them both. Michigan regains the lead. Crawford on the right has started a whole new fashion trend here at Michigan. The headband. Student body, almost all of them have it, but it's not the first kid up this way to be wearing a headband. This is Shane Battier in his high school days at Country Day here in Michigan.
Can you imagine that, Jim?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either, but he set the pace, and now Michigan's copying it. So it wasn't Slick Watts, huh?
I guess he ditched the headband when he went to Duke.
I think Mike said,
leave that home.
Yeah, would you like to have a scholarship at Duke? You can leave that at home.
Well, Crawford from out in Seattle, and says he got the idea from Slick Watts, the former Xavier University star down in New Orleans. I know you love that. Oh, it changed to Battier over to Carrawell.
Oh, there's Dunleavy again.
Boy, he knows how to get position.
He does. That's his 3rd time inside offensively, 2 putbacks. And then we saw the good job on the defensive end rebounding.
Vignier double up.
Nice decision not to make the pass.
Gaines too strong, and there's Young fighting for it. No tie-up. They're going to call the whistle on Battier. Coming up on Pennzoil at the half, Bonnie Bernstein's in the studio today, Billy, and she's going to get you caught up on all the scores and highlights. That's all coming up on Pennzoil at the half. We're looking forward to sending it back to Bonnie at halftime. Chris Young at the line.
You know, Young last year had 3.4 rebounds a game, had 6 rebounds against Indiana, had 7 points against Michigan State and Penn State for his high. So when you start talking about a guy that's like your 3rd sub coming into the front court, that's pretty good experience there.
Picked up 3 offensive rebounds here in the opening half. That's a lot to ask of Carrawell today. He's been in the sick bed all week, been in the hospital overnight, and now with the 3 fouls on Williams, really getting worked to the point of exhaustion, having to handle the point chores.
Good.
James reverse and 1.
Boy, when you overplayed as James was right there, and then you cut back door on a player, this is just an outstanding play by Nate James. See, the defense was right in position to stop him, and he just cuts behind it, gets the pass, and Gaines can't find it. So many people want to come to the ball, come to the ball. You go away from the ball, open up the passing lane, and get a layup. Good smart play.
Big year. We've had 8 lead changes in the first half.
You know, another thing, let's talk about Carrawell. He did a good job defensively. Young not there.
Dunleavy in place. 11 for freshman Mike Dunleavy Jr.
And, you know, Battier again, he is just so clever defensively. Young's got to understand, get away from the ball. Don't try to be the ball handler against a player like that.
Gaines can tie it with a 3. Last touch by Duke.
Again, there is that size of Dunleavy in doing the job on the boards. And he was really recruited primarily to be a 3-man small forward, but I'll tell you what, he can play almost 4 positions right now. When he gets a little more strength, he can really handle it.
Crawford, tough shot.
Not a good shot. I think he's been a little frustrated. Duke's done a nice job keeping him out of shooting position. For Duke, a pretty big possession right here. Getting some control going in the half with Williams sitting down. Young. Ooh.
Young reached in.
Young not good enough player to play Battier.
Second on Young, and Sunday on CBS from Hallmark Hall of Fame. 2 children in need of a home find a place in one woman's heart. Patty Duke, Laura Dern, and Lynn Redgrave star in the Hallmark Hall of Fame presentation, A Season for Miracles. Sunday, tomorrow on CBS.
Brian Ellerby recognizes that, Jim. He's going to make a change right now because he's got a very bad matchup in there. Young trying to play Battier on either end of the floor, and you can see he goes with Anderson. Now, Anderson just has to calm down a little bit. He tried to do too much with Battier, but this is a tough matchup for Michigan.
Battier, a religion major in his junior year. Got a whole lot of family here, and 40 members of his church come to support him.
Double team by Duke. They stay in their man-to-man. Now Crawford ought to try to get a screen on Dunleavy and handle him one-on-one. He's too quick for Dunleavy. Let's see if he can take him. Here he is. He's giving it up.
Boozer snags it out of there.
Some rebound.
6 rebounds for Boozer.
See, I think there's where the freshman inexperience hurts. You've got to know what the matchup is. Crawford can take Dunleavy off the dribble. He gave up the ball much too early.
Battier 3 rattles out.
Taken 3 today, hadn't made any of them.
Jones ahead to Crawford. Battier defending, and he spins it in.
Young man's got a lot of talent.
Well, I mean, it's interesting to watch a freshman who's a scorer challenge the National Defensive Player of the Year from last season. That snaps a 6-point Duke run. Doubles up by 3. Less than a minute to go in the half. Brian Ellerby now the coach of the Wolverines in his 3rd year. This his first recruiting class, in all honesty. And people ask, what about Steve Fisher? The former Michigan coach is now in his first season as the head coach at San Diego State.
Glad to see Steve get back in the business. Remember, Jim, that he was the interim head coach of that team that won the national championship. He was named interim coach 2 days before the NCAA tournament, then led them all the way to the national crown, and was not named head coach until after they won the NCAA tournament.
That was 10 years ago. Meanwhile, Ellerby had to go through a whole season-long interim status. Back 2 seasons ago, the team won the Big Ten tournament, knocked out in the 2nd round of the NCAAs that year by UCLA. Got the job about 5 days later. Dunleavy, no whistle.
Plenty of time.
Look at Nate James on the floor. Shot clock still not reset. Carrawell banks it. Nope. Boozer back up with it and one.
Everything that could go wrong for Michigan did on that situation. They really had a chance to get the ball offensively. There was plenty of time in the clock not to rush. There you see Boozer again. Strong hands. 2-handed rebound. Boy, this guy is going to be something inside. 2-handed rebound, soft touch with the left hand. Jim, has a team, Duke came in shooting 73% from the foul line. And they have another one of their trademarks. They have made more than their opponents have shot, even with a difficult schedule early on.
Casey Sanders replaces Boozer. Freshman for freshman. Sanders, by the way, is 6'11", out of Tampa.
Shot blocker. Just going to have to grow into his frame a little bit.
24 seconds in the half. Duke with its largest lead, 6.
Gaines creating shots.
Vignier tips it over. Carrawell has it. Looks up. Checks out the status of the clock. He'll take the jumper from the free throw line. Tips it over to Sanders. Dunleavy saves it with 4. Back out to James with a 3.
Boy, that was a long 30 seconds, wasn't it? But I really like what the Duke players did. They looked at the clock, realized they had time. Carrawell missed just the shot he wanted. He's 0 for 10 for the half.
But Duke leads by 6. What a great first half of action we just witnessed. Let's go to New York and Bonnie Bernstein.
Jim, we've talked about Sean Battier time and time again, his great defensive positioning. There he draws the charge. He's had 2 already today. We go back to the championship game last year against Connecticut. Here's Richard Hamilton, who had the brilliant game going up against Carrawell. Carrawell will push him to the inside, knowing that Battier, number 31, as you can see him right here, will slide down here. And even against a gifted player like Hamilton, is able to pick up the charge. Here's the crossover dribble. Carrawell pushes to the baseline. Hamilton thinks he has an opening. Watch Battier slide down in there, draw the charge.
11 for Nate James, 11 for Dunleavy off the bench. Devils by 6.
Of the road to the Final Four is sponsored by Zocor. Talk to your doctor about Zocor today. SAP, one-step business over the internet. And by Power Bar. Don't balk.
And we welcome you back to Crisler Arena in Ann Arbor. Jim Nance and Billy Packer. And, well, we've enjoyed this rivalry during the 90s, haven't we?
It really has been tremendous.
91,
Today's
we were
game
here.
not letting us down either.
The championship game in 92, and that was some first half. What do you expect we'll see in the second half?
Well, I think it's important for Duke University to keep Jason Williams on the floor. I think from a standpoint of Michigan, they just have to relax a little bit and realize that they're giving up some power inside. Blanchard has to take advantage of that, maybe move his man outside a little bit. But this is a fine basketball game. Really outstanding young players. And there's Boozer. We talk about Duke's inside power. They really have an advantage there.
Jason Williams gets it back.
Wow.
Aslan rejects.
Carrawell now 0 for 11. Didn't realize he was there.
Crawford flips it in. Freshman scoring comparison to this point. Freshman for Duke, 29 points. Freshman for Michigan, 29.
And Duke, that coming off the bench with 11 big points by Dunleavy.
Boozer in and out.
Offensive rebounding for Duke, really a factor.
Aslan going to be called for that one.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, it is. Tim, there you see the stats. Duke, who had real problems inside in their first 2 games in Madison Square Garden against Stanford and Connecticut, only shot 28% actually against Stanford for the game. But they're getting much better play inside today. Stanford had to go to overtime, which kind of surprised me a little bit against Georgia Tech.
Williams bounces it inside to Battier. That was
beautiful
textbook.
pass. He was looking straight ahead as if he was giving shot, throws the defenders, and then with the bounce pass, threaded it perfectly.
3 Duke players in double figures now. Jones
Giving up a lot of size, can't get that shot off.
Carrawell finds the trailer. Good pass, Carrawell to Williams.
You know, give Carrawell a lot of credit. You talked about being in the infirmary, sick as a dog all week. He's had to guard Crawford in this game, continue his leadership responsibilities, and not down at all about being 0 for 11. Crawford should keep making him work. He knows he's not up to par.
Blanchard and one. Now he's been rather quiet to this point. And he played just across the street off Stadium Boulevard, Pioneer High School.
Jim, you can see it. Boom, he can go. He can take a walk from his house or his high school right to the gym.
He was, oddly enough, runner-up to Mr. Michigan basketball, but one magazine had him last year the National Player of the Year.
Right, Gatorade National Player of the Year. Got his first tickets to Michigan basketball while in the barbershop. Richie Relford, former star at Michigan, from Florida young man, gave him the tickets.
Battier tries to follow Asselin in his air.
Boy, Duke missed two there from a foot away from the rim. Nice solid second half play by Michigan so far.
Blanchard warming up now after a three-point play. Knocks down a three-point shot.
Well, Jim, that's what I was talking about. He should take Battier outside, take advantage of what he has instead of getting powered away inside. Telegraph pass.
Blanchard scoops it off the floor. What a pass! Crawford ties it at 52.
Well, Blanchard has done it all, Jim. Didn't have much going for him in the first half, but that was from about 60 feet. Perfect bounce pass.
Carrawell at last with a three.
I tell you, the way Williams goes into the basket, Michigan trying to give up something and draw the charge. There was a telegraph pass on the inside, but now watch this pass by Blanchard. Boom! Is that Gaines?
It was Gaines. Blanchard got it off the floor.
Right.
Fed it over to Gaines, up ahead to Crawford to tie it.
Some bounce pass. Look at him fire that through.
Carrawell with a pure swish at the other end for three. Put Duke back in front. Jones, good move, but didn't finish.
Jones is kind of intimidated by the size.
Look at that pass. Williams to Battier.
You know, whatever you can do, I can do it better. That wasn't a bounce pass, but that was threaded too.
30-second timeout.
Timeout, Michigan. After they tie it, Duke comes back with 5 unanswered. It's Billy Packer with you from the University of Michigan campus.
Jim Carrawell going to sit down a little bit, just try to get his breath. You got to figure his stamina is way down. He is now 1 for 12 on the day, but that doesn't really tell the story. He's contributed very well defensively and with some leadership.
Having to step in with Jason Williams saddled with 3 fouls in the first half. Ball handling chores. Put back.
McNair. The Gaines has got the size. Williams, both of them can penetrate. Gaines can finish inside. He's about 6'3". Oh, so nice.
Williams with another beautiful feed. He's had 3 outstanding passes in this half.
You know, he is powerful, Jim. When he goes inside, he really takes some hefty shoulders in there with him. Nate James really coming off the great game from DePaul. Another excellent game here. He struggled in Madison Square Garden early on, but he is getting it done today, and they need his scoring. You got to remember, as a freshman, it looked like he was going to get tremendous playing time with that team. Then he had that thumb injury and really set him back. Was redshirted in '98. Do you think these guys spend any time together in the gym when they arrived at Michigan? I mean, they just have a ability to feel where they are on the court.
Michigan steals ahead to Crawford. Dunleavy coming in on him. The lead is down to 1.
Williams is trying to penetrate too far into the basket. Michigan could pick a charge up on him. Remember, he has 3 fouls.
What a pick. Williams open 3.
2-point basket for Jason.
Bad communication by the Michigan players on that screen.
Crawford tried to quickly answer.
Had nobody underneath that time. Not a good shot.
Look at this pass from Williams
to Boozer. This is just great play by young players. Wow. It's great to see backcourt players that understand the importance of a pass to the right guy at the right time.
Gaines.
Push.
How about these assists we're seeing from Williams?
We have an officials timeout.
5 assists for Williams. Duke by 5.
Individual tickets.
Where will you be when your grandson gets his first taste of the ocean? When man walks on Mars? When your children want to discover their heritage? Life is filled with moments you don't want to miss. That's why if you have high cholesterol and heart disease, you should know about Zocor. Zocor is proven to help save lives by reducing the risk of a heart attack. So where will you be tomorrow? That could depend on what you do today. When diet and exercise aren't enough, talk to your doctor about adding Zocor. Zocor is a prescription medication and is not right for everyone, including women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems, because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Zocor, and about any medicines you are taking. For more information, talk to your doctor or call. Zocor, it's your future. Be there.
Frogs do not have the active response system, and it shows. Only the Alero has the active response system. 16 features working together to connect you to the road. Right now, get 4.9% financing and $1,700 in average finance savings on 2,000 Aleros or a great lease offer. See your Oldsmobile dealer for details. Alero with the active response system. Frog without the active response system. Alero. Buy Oldsmobile. Start something.
Here's your regular internet homepage. And here's i1.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo, Excite, or other search engines. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
Very loyal to this site. I'm not going to abandon it for some new guy with a truckload of cash.
You're kidding.
Of course. Do I look like an idiot? Look at this cash.
Introducing i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
Feel the heat as Phil Simms reveals his all-iron team. David Letterman and Phil's mom join the festivities. Christmas Day on CBS.
Billy, you say already, beware of a couple of teams for March. Some sleepers, huh?
Dayton's 7-0, playing extremely well. Won at New Mexico, beat Kentucky. Creighton, they're 6-0. Knocked off the likes of Iowa. UNC Charlotte, dangerous club in a conference that's very much underrated. And Weber State, hey, we didn't have to go back very far to remember what they did, huh?
Again.
First round, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Purdue, number 24.
Already beaten Utah this season.
That's right. Rick Majerus, first loss of the year. Second loss, excuse me. They lost to Kentucky as well. And there's Duke showing his little zone again. Let's see if they stay in it. Gaines recognizes right away, puts Crawford on the post. He's going to break out 2 3-point shooters here. Boy, that was a good look because he had Broniger over there who wanted the 3-point shot, still wants it.
Broniger hasn't scored. Now he's their 3rd leading scorer with 11 a game.
He's got to be patient for that 3. He knows what he was in the ball game for. As soon as he saw that zone, his eyes lit up, and he was going to take the shot no matter what. He really didn't have the ball well set in his hands.
Underneath, a whistle on Michigan. Battier will go to the line. We've talked about it. Battier from Birmingham, Michigan. He went to Country Day High School, same high school as Chris Kleber. Battier's younger brother, Jeremy, there he is, sitting behind the Duke bench. He's going to Duke next year to play football. Decorated wide receiver. And don't be surprised if once the football season is completed next year, Jeremy doesn't walk onto the basketball team, so the 2 brothers in Shane's senior season can play basketball together for the Blue Devils.
Battier having an outstanding game today in every aspect. He remembers what it was like to come back to the hometown area and not play well 2 years ago. Boy, he was mugged inside.
Duke wanted to travel.
Vanier wanted a ticket for mugging.
Almost Battier. Ooh, tough pass. Blanchard along to it.
Beautiful looking shot there. Straight up in the air. Nice rotation. Again, Michigan doing a very poor job understanding when Williams penetrates, nobody steps over to draw the charge. They're letting him get away with things.
16 for Battier. Duke has its largest lead, a 9-point bulge.
That was almost a hike. Backdoor cut. Good job by Dunleavy to recognize.
Look out.
Look out.
Jason
Williams.
Now
Timeout for Michigan here, Jim. They've done a good job coming from behind in games, Kent and against Detroit as well. But this game right now, taking the crowd out of it, I think Michigan could use a timeout here.
Friday on CBS, the show that is fascinating America is back with an all-new episode. And someone is going to discover the truth behind America's newest secret weapon. It's an all-new Now and Again Friday on CBS. Vanier.
Very nice speed on the proper side. Vanier doing a nice job getting low post position. Crawford on Williams. Another solid screen for Williams. That time, Michigan did a much better job.
Last touch, Michigan. Duke with 5 straight wins after a pair of opening losses, and the victories include their last 3 wins over USC, Illinois, and DePaul.
Jim, you see what Mike Krzyzewski did right there. He got a break. He gets a chance to sit Carrawell down now with this working margin. Try to get him rested for that last, like, say, 8 minutes of the game.
Dunleavy dishes to Battier.
Excellent head pump fake by Dunleavy to freeze the defense.
Jeremy applauds to the corner. Gruniger, 3-point wizard. Not today so far. Michigan ball. And 0 for 4.
Jim, what he's doing is looking only for the jump shot. He needs to give a little pump fake and go by.
Timeout. Duke 71-60.
What does a website have to do with your daily health routine? Everything. CBS Health Watch by Medscape. We're the online authority to help you manage your health. Visit cbs.healthwatch.com every day for your health.
The address is CBS.
This is great! At midnight, we'll eat our way into the new millennium with this Gigundo party sub from Subway.
And no bacon on my section.
Eat your way into the new millennium with delicious 6-foot party subs and party platters from Subway.
4, 3, 2. Oh, well, 'tis always the next millennium.
Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
You've seen it on CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS.
I mean, this was a very big story. Most of the major media outlets really seemed to jump on the story.
A crew of underwater experts heads out to sea. The Discovery Channel set out to
The elusive Liberty Bell 7.
Now, get the whole story. Astronaut Gus Grissom's space capsule makes its final journey home. In search of Liberty Bell 7. Coming soon, only on the Discovery Channel. Check your local television listings.
The legendary watch dial, exhibited in distinguished museums around the world, is the design inspiration for the Movado Museum collection of watches. Movado, the museum watch.
These fine watches are available from James & Sons Limited at any of these James & Sons locations.
There's always something special from James & Sons.
The finest jewelry, the best prices.
The stars of Chicagoland, putting safety first so you can survive the drive.
Well, Jim, here are an outstanding group of teams. I want to remind everybody something. Arizona, which had a great win today, beating Michigan State. No team has ever won the preseason NIT and become a national champion. And they are undefeated in Madison Square Garden. And to my knowledge, the Final Four this year is not in Madison Square Garden.
We're going to Indianapolis, the RCA Dome, April 1st and 3rd for the Final Four.
Reset here. There's Duke staying in that 2-3 zone.
Crawford.
Been quiet for a while.
Blanchard. Oh, Blake. McNear.
Hey, is McNear having an outstanding second half or not? Been catching a lot of balls down inside, establishing his presence. Aslan has not been in the ball. There's a hold by Blanchard. Gets by with it.
McNear there.
There he is again.
Forces the steal. Gruniger scoops it up.
Now you wonder how many minutes he can play right now, stamina-wise.
Blanchard, jumper, down to 7.
Got the long-range jumper, short-range jumper. He reminds Brian Ellaby a lot of Brian Stiff that played at Virginia when Ellaby was an assistant coach there, and I would have to agree with it.
James, what a clutch 3. Back to 10.
Michigan not handling that screen outside very well.
Crawford quickly.
Over the back.
Blanchard, no whistle. Dunleavy comes in, and he's on the in line. It'll be Michigan ball.
I thought that Blanchard fouled over the back, and then I thought Dunleavy did as well.
There were 2 of them, it appeared. How about the second 5 in the top 10? UConn with its win earlier this week over Arizona.
For Arizona's first loss of the year. Texas lost at Wisconsin after Wisconsin had been blown out by Wake Forest. A lot going on out there.
In Florida today, struggling with Bethune-Cookman. Timeout, Wolverines.
30-second timeout for the Wolverines.
10:41 remaining. Michigan has 2 timeouts left.
Here's your regular homepage. Here's i1.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo, Lycos, or other search engines. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
$10 million with no strings attached?
Yep. It's a good thing she didn't know about this last year.
Introducing i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
Brian Ellerby, who grew up in the Washington, D.C. area. He actually played a lot of ball from the 9th grade through high school, not in high school games, but in summer games against Johnny Dawkins, now an assistant on the Duke bench. Games 3 rattles out. Aslan almost tipped it in.
There's Boozer with that 2-handed rebound. There's Johnny Dawkins, the all-time leading scorer at Duke. Mike Krzyzewski has 3 former players on that staff of his now.
Loose ball picked up for 2 more. Coming off a career high, there's Johnny Dawkins. Nate James with 18. He had 22 against the ball.
Dawkins played in that Final Four against Louisville.
Yeah.
86.
Blanchard guns it 3.
Oh, I love that jump shot of his. Straight up in the air. Perfect rotation on the ball. He had a rough first half, but I think he learned a lot, realizing take your man where you have the advantage, and he's taken Battier outside now.
Carrawell banks it home. Wow.
Well, he is tired, though. Look at him. He can hardly get his breath going back up the court. And Crawford ought to understand that.
Beautiful. Back to Blanchard, who has 15 for the game, 13 and a half.
How about that touch pass? Right off the dribble by Crawford.
Oh, away from the ball. It's going against Duke. On Boozer.
Never saw it, Jim. Obviously, it was there.
His second personal. 4th Duke team foul.
His second. Only the 3rd team foul in the half on Duke. Gaines, tough shot, but he's going to the line.
Gaines just kept going up on that shot. We'll see that play. I was watching the backcourt. Let's see what happens here. Just Boozer running down the court. I think that should have been a no call. I mean, you're talking about away from the ball. Wasn't a deliberate act. Chintzy foul. Jim, the largest margin that Michigan has ever had over Duke, we talked about Duke's win last year, was a win that they had back in December of '63. They beat Duke by 16.
They would meet again.
But some turnaround that year. Duke faced them in the Final Four. Same year, Duke won the ball game in the semis, 91-80.
Oh, horn goes off inadvertently.
That's all right. That'll be Duke's ball. They had possession. Now the clock kept moving right there. I think the official's going to have to look at something. Clock dropped to 9:14. Will this be one of the times when the officials will go ahead and try to look at time and score? There was a 7-minute, Jim, interruption in the Georgia Tech game at the end to try to decide whether a ball had hit the rim to put the shot clock back in operation. Gave Georgia the win on the decision. It should be Duke's ball, though, because before that whistle, where the horn sounded, Duke did get the rebound.
They had rebounded the missed free throw.
Should be Duke's ball. I don't even know why there would be. It certainly would be. It'd be inadvertent, and Duke had possession of the ball. The horn had inadvertently sounded. So it seemed to be a very simple call. Duke's ball out of bounds under the basket. But Coach Ellaby realizing that every possession is critical here with 9:22 to go.
Rick Hartzell, Larry Rose, Steve Gordon, the officials today.
I mentioned to you that Michigan has made 2 second-half comebacks where they were behind against Kent and Detroit. He's trying to keep his team undefeated.
They added 8 seconds on the game clock. After all that deliberation.
Change, crossover.
And they're monitoring that much closer this year.
Almost at the exact same spot that Crawford get called for it in the first half.
A reminder, tomorrow night, 60 Minutes on CBS, an all-new episode. And what famous 60 Minutes reporter is a Michigan alum? Crawford back to the rim. Out to Carrawell.
Got the numbers again.
Boozer with the dunk.
Good job by Boozer running on that break. Jim, your answer to that question?
Yeah. Is it Morley safer?
I'd say Morley safer.
Leslie Stahl or Mike Wallace? Is Crawford banks home and
I'd say Morley safer, but I don't know.
Mike Wallace.
It is?
Yep.
Saw him in the movies recently.
Thumbs up?
Thumbs up on the movie? Yeah, I thought the movie was very interesting. I don't know if it was accurate, but it was interesting.
8-point lead. Williams with a 3.
Boy, you have to question that shot a little bit.
Aslan did a good job of boxing out underneath. We approach the 8-minute mark with an 8-point lead by Duke.
Signier did an excellent job at the inside. Now, there is James trying to draw the charge, but not there.
Foul number 14 made James his second personal. 6th team foul. Kevin Gaines at the line for Michigan, shooting 2.
Gaines has 16 points. There's a new career high in his 7th college game. Jim Levy back.
Against Georgia Tech, he had 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. You can see both he, Crawford, and Blanchard, the kind of guys that someday could have a triple-double.
Matter of fact, Williams really came in that DePaul game as close to having a triple-double at Duke for the first time since Gene Banks.
Yep.
He missed by 1 rebound.
You'd never believe that Grant Hill didn't have a triple-double in college, but he never did.
Duke is shooting 67% in this half, but their lead has dropped to 6.
You know, running your own business is not as glamorous as you think. It takes sacrifice, discipline. If you don't deliver, someone else will.
Okay, can we go now?
Sure.
Self-employment, the next big thing from Mitchell Lee. LS, the next big thing from Saturn. More room, better performance, really dependable.
With the AT&T one-rate 7-cent plan, calls are just 7 cents a minute all day, every day.
What about Canada?
What?
Canada.
Yeah, same thing. With the international plan, it's 7 cents a minute always.
What about all the other countries in the world? Japan, Mexico, Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein.
All right. Every country has its own low rate.
What about France? France.
Same low rate as France.
Great. I'm going to go call France.
Which is right near France.
7 cents to Canada and great rates around the world. Call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
Hey, I'm the guy who makes 7-Up. I also write the advertising. I just came up with a great new slogan. Make 7-Up yours. Make 7-Up yours. Thank you, I appreciate it. Make 7-Up yours, baby. People just love it. Make 7-Up yours! Hey, my man, make 7-Up yours. Make 7-Up yours. Same to you. Same to me. You see, it's catching on already. Hey, make 7-Up yours, man. How you gonna stick them up yours? Oh, we going global with this baby.
Tom and Audrey Darcy just bought 21 acres on which they plan to build their dream house. But if they could see a complete picture of all their accounts and assets, they'd manage their money differently, and they'd break ground a lot sooner. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
Just under 8 minutes remaining. Jim Nance, Billy Packer. Duke leading 80-74. Blue Devils with 5 players in double figures, led by Battier's 18. Now, he's had only one 20-point game in his career. It was a 27-point explosion against Maryland last season. Pierce headed for his second 20-point plus effort. Nice homecoming.
Really a class kid. Oh. In every respect. He's what college basketball should be all about. Nice overplay by Crawford on Williams, keeping the ball away from him.
Boozer.
Jim, that's the best thing a big man can ever do. Pass it out, get your feet set for the ball to be returned immediately, because the defense will not be ready for it. Good move.
He has a double-double, 15 and 10. To the corner to Jones. Huge 3.
Jones has been quiet all day. Doesn't quite possess the athleticism of some of the other players on the floor. They needed that 3. That's a hold by Blanchard. He gets by with it every time. Amazing.
Outside. Got the hold on the other side on Aslan.
Jim, how could 3 officials not see this? Watch this. Oh, I've got you. I mean, since when is that a defensive maneuver that you can get by with?
I'll tell you, next door.
You can't get by with that in the NFL.
Next door at the Michigan Stadium, the big house, that would cost you 10 yards.
Absolutely. I've never seen it happening. He's doing it again. What is the referee looking at? I've never seen anything like that before.
Dunleavy. Back to the rim. Crawford skies. Took it away from Battier.
Is he going to try to take it?
Blocked by Battier. Right to Dunleavy. Duke has the numbers. James, did he travel? No, outside. Yes, he did.
Well, I think that was a judgment by Dunleavy. Should have given the ball to Williams. We'll see this again. Watch what happens here. Are you kidding me? That is not a foul. That's a different play. What is the referee thinking about?
Now they battle out high at the other end. Crawford.
Double pump.
And he's got it down to 3. 22 for Crawford.
Crawford can go either way. He's got the range on the shot.
Williams got it into Carrawell off the bounce pass. A whistle on the Wolverines.
One of the things that Duke is doing very well today, and as the season goes on, they get more and more used to playing with Williams. When Williams penetrates, you should be moving as a teammate because he will find the seam to get you the ball down inside.
Calling that a shooting situation.
Well, I didn't see that. The ball was down on the ground.
How's that a... Because that's only the 15th foul. How is that a shot?
Very questionable call there.
Carrawell for 2. Let's see if we can find an attempt in here.
Maybe you can make a stretch.
I don't know. All right.
Carrawell, great free throw shooting in that Illinois win, and comes through for him again. But that was an important call, Jim, because Duke would not end the shooting situation if that not have been called a shooting foul.
Let's talk a little NCAA tournament heritage and national championships for these programs. Let's see what happens on the free throw. Michigan leads it. Pass Walker and Green battle. Walker fires up. It's over. Michigan has won a national championship. Can you believe he got that high? Michigan's championship 10 years ago. Duke's 8 years back.
Jim, who will ever forget the incredible streak that Glenn Rice had during that run to the national championship? One of the great shooting displays that I've ever seen in college basketball over a period of the 3 weeks. The best ever.
And then Duke backed up that 91 title with another one in 92. Inside Gaines. And over the back, they catch Dunleavy.
Set play by Michigan. Crawford pulled the string in that jersey. And by the way, I guess we ought to point out a new uniform here at Michigan, designed with the famous M right in the middle, similar to what they did at the University of North Carolina with the UNC.
Gaines will shoot one more. His father is the head chef, the restaurant out in Las Vegas.
Michigan only 63% from the foul line as a team. Dunleavy's been throwing over the top of this press.
Wolverines cooking up a little comeback here from 12 down in this half to 3.
Bad picked up by Dunleavy, picked up his dribble. Here comes Michigan again.
On a wing, Blanchard blocks. Blocked by Boozer.
How about that crossover dribble and pass? Good hands by Boozer.
Boozer, he's got good hands.
He sure does. And he catches everything with 2 hands, very strong inside.
He was able to sweep that one off the floor. Billy, let's check the CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Field goal percentages are good. Took 50%. For complete game stats, just go to cbs.sportsline.com.
Well, one of the things we're seeing, Jim, is great passing. Great passing creates open shots, particularly on the break. I mean, we've seen Gaines from Michigan, Crawford as well, Williams, Dunleavy, throwing some really good passes to teammates that are ready to catch and put it away. The Boozer has a nice stroke in that foul line, doesn't he?
Cool. This is his coming out game here today.
Well, Mike made an important point to us yesterday. He said, now I've got guys establishing their positions. And Boozer has now, over the last 10 days, established his position as a starter.
Said it enabled Duke to find some separation in their lineup so players then can fill in right behind. There's a bad pass.
And why? The wrong man trying to handle the ball at the wrong spot.
Dunleavy on a wing, three-pointer. And over Blanchard over the back of Boozer.
He pushed. This is a pretty nice play, though, by Blanchard, even though he got away with it. He pushed with one hand, and then he went up for the rebound with the other.
They called on Gaines, not Blanchard.
Oh, I thought it was Blanchard from behind.
25, Josh Aslin replacing Peter
Vigner is going to sit down.
Replacing
Aslin comes back, and those guys are very much interchangeable. Vigner has played an outstanding game, but then with a tried to do more than he's capable of on that pass.
The third on Gaines. Boozer 8 of 10 from the line, 18 points, 10 rebounds.
I'd say he's come out pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Michigan comes into this game 6-0, but unranked, and regardless of the outcome, I think they deserve to be in the top 25. Oh, Jason Williams.
Good
Blanchard
hand.
tips it, and it's a 2-on-none.
Boy,
Jason Williams.
How about those hands?
89-80. Gotten it down to 3, had the Wolverines. Crawford. All Duke underneath. Carrawell.
Probably a little bit too quick. We're seeing a little lack of experience here. 4:30 on the clock. A lot of time to come back. You don't have to panic. You take a bad shot like that, the rebounders aren't ready for the offensive glass.
Spin move, Carrawell.
He loves that shot.
That's some rebound by Blanchard. 4:10 to go. Jones gets in. Boozer stops him right underneath.
Probably a pretty good foul.
Next week, Billy, you'll be in Lexington for that great rivalry game. Tim Brando will be with you. Louisville at Kentucky next Saturday here on CBS, here on the home of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
Jim, I'd like to see continued use, particularly in November and December, of college teams playing against each other of real magnitude to start establishing, as this rivalry has, and as Louisville, Kentucky, obviously the Kentucky-Indiana that we had a week ago, rivalries. It would be great. Michigan State, Arizona. Why not start rivalries that you get used to really getting ready for? Conferences against conferences like the Grade 8, which I understand's got some problems now, but it really is what can drive the enthusiasm for the college game.
1 of 2 for Jones. Well, it's really been the case this season.
Absolutely. Those battles that they had in the preseason NIT were just tremendous. And it's great to see the cross-section rivalries develop. Then they can go to war in their conference tournament.
Inside the Boozer for 2 more.
Now, you know what's so great about Williams is that he can take it all the way to the basket, but then he also, under control, can make the play. So it's not like a guy that only is capable of making the pass.
Gaines put back. Blanchard. Aslan's there. See, it'll be a whistle on Duke.
Blanchard doing some job off the offensive glass here in the second half. He was kind of out of place in the first half, but you can see why he's such an outstanding prospect.
Battier's third.
And Jim, we were reaching around. It was kind of interesting yesterday with his proximity to the campus, both where he lived and where he went to high school. We started asking around who's the greatest Ann Arbor athlete that ever went to the University of Michigan. And it was, you know, you'd have figured that a million names would have rolled off.
4 guys.
Boy, guys were reaching for that. And they say that Blanchard may be the greatest.
91-83. Blanchard 17 points. We'll be right back.
I just retired with a fair amount of money in my 401k, but the problem was it was all over the place. We sat down, we discussed an enormous amount of things. It's like telling your doctor almost. This is my personal financial plan. This is actually my playbook. I know exactly where I'm going with everything. It's got my current financial position, where my investments are, life insurance, education planning, retirement planning, planning for estate and taxes. Essentially, this book covers my whole life. I mean, it really is a game plan.
It's here, the Hot Rebel 2000. Rev it up. Score, new ball. Let Cannon ignite your creativity. Rotation, Agassi. Soar past simple snapshots. And roar into photography. 3, 2, 1, go! Agassi. Rebel 2000 from Cannon.
Enter the Cannon Super Sunday Sweeps at your participating Cannon dealer, and you may win a trip to the Super Bowl and Pro Bowl.
Hey! He's in the garage.
Hey!
If you're going to have a garage, have a garage.
And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Pennzoil with Pure Base, specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do?
Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Pennzoil. And keep your car smelling just the way you like it. Ultra Norsk air fresheners. Over 35 fragrances.
America Online introduces new version 5.0.
AOL is always adding new stuff to make life easier.
All my friends are hanging out on AOL.
The single most important reason to have America Online is to keep me in touch with the people I love.
AOL, so easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
Raymond's found the perfect gift for his parents.
Better not be a pet. Giving a pet means you're old, I find you boring. Talk to a bird.
An all-new Christmas Raymond, CBS Monday.
CBS sports coverage of the road to the Final Four is sponsored by Prudential, your rock-solid choice for insurance, investments, real estate, and financial services. Canon, so advanced it's simple. And by Pennzoil with Pure Base, made for the way you drive. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Back at Crisler Arena, Steve Wojciechowski. Wojo, now an assistant coach. Mike Dunleavy next to him.
Wojo played in a few of these wars.
Oh, yeah. I was talking to him last night at practice, and he was recounting the game here 4 years ago. It was a shootout, and Maceo Baston blocked a long-range jumper by Chris Collins, who had a spectacular day. And the block preserved the
5 seconds. Did they get it? They got the timeout. Nice job by Michigan.
Tonight on CBS, it's a night of holiday specials, beginning with a Garfield Christmas. Then superstars Scott Hamilton, Tara Lipinski, Kurt Browning, and more burn up the ice in an all-new holiday spectacular, Stars on Ice. And then, of course, Chuck Norris, Walker, Texas Ranger. Hail to the victors. Duke's big lead in this half came at 76-64. 12-point lead was then cut to 3 at 82-79.
Hey, Jim, talking about the hail to the victors, how about Anson Durant wins his 16th soccer championship the other day. Arkansas wins Division I cross country for the 10th title of all time. Pat Summit wins her 700th game. Start talking about some victors there, huh?
Oh, yeah. Last national championship produced here on this floor. Whoop, wraparound pass off the hands of Boozer.
He should have been ready.
Michigan won the men's gymnastics championship, 99. All right, can Michigan cut it down, make this interesting at the end? What do you think?
Jim, that was a big turnover there because Boozer had an easy putback on that play and might have even gotten fouled by somebody trying to stop him.
Jones floats. It's down to 6.
Well, he gets a big 3, and now he drives to the basket with a solid play. Jones had big 16 points against Kent in that comeback. James was thinking 3. Good step out by Williams.
Penetrates, dishes, what a pass. He got two Michigan players to close in on him.
You got to stay in front of Williams because he can make those plays inside.
Crawford banks it home. He is a scorer.
Have we seen, that's a great term, Jim. Have we seen anything that he can't do to get a score? He can drive. He can pull up for the short jumper. He's got the long-range 3. He can go right or left. He's tough to stop.
Boy, Williams almost towed the line at midcourt.
Another one.
Again, same one. And it goes in and out and in.
Well, Boozer ought to say, hey, Roomy, I'm just going to keep my 2 hands spread apart, put the ball in him.
Oh, look at this.
That's the 4th foul on Williams, but he has played 20 minutes with 3.
How about Boozer with 25? And this we've seen the whole second half.
There is those good, solid hands. And here's Crawford just gliding into the basket.
Crawford at the line for Michigan.
I said, Jimmy, there is, guys are shooters and guys are scorers. This guy is a scorer first, but he also can shoot. He just creates ways to get open.
Huge three-point play. 95-90, just under 2 minutes to go.
No matter how big the job, if you want to get it done right, you're going to need some extra muscle. So get all the power you can.
Good thing there's the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event, where you'll find Chevy Silverado, the truck, with the most powerful V8 of any 4x4 pickup. More than Ford, more than Dodge. And right now, you can get low 3.9% APR financing. So power up during the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. It's your turn to win.
It is a shootout indeed at Crisler Arena.
Well, Jim, we have to go back to 1990 season with 113 to 108 game. Hurley's freshman year. Crawford wants that ball. Look, he couldn't wait to get back out there on the floor.
Crawford with 27. They get it to the man they want, Williams.
James should get it out, use a little clock here, keep the ball in Williams' hand. Better go back door on this play.
Timeout. James was caught. Nowhere to go.
Nice job defensively by Crawford.
Each team now with one timeout. Let's talk a little strategy here. Got 18 seconds on the shot clock. 5-point lead.
Well, Jim, I think if you're Duke University with 18 seconds to go, one guy should have this ball for the last 10 seconds, and that's Williams. With his ability to penetrate, take the outside shot if it's given, and certainly to make the dishes, that's where Duke wants to go. I think one of the things that they did not do a good job on that possession is guys making backdoor cuts on the overplays, and that's what Michigan will do more too.
What I wanted to see when we came here today, are these two programs, right now, these two teams, by March, are they capable of being in Indianapolis in the Final Four?
Oh, I think that they're capable. Right now, if you watch, I watched Cincinnati play this last weekend. The difference is talent that's mature. I realize they're backcourt or freshmen, but that front line of Cincinnati is one that is just awesome. I think there are a lot of clubs that can get to Indianapolis from what I've seen.
Williams tipped out by Crawford to his roommate Blanchard.
Good hit ahead. Here comes Crawford for the putback.
Jones scores and he'll head to the line to cut the lead to 2 if he makes.
Terrific job by Jones. Look at the big shots he's made in this comeback. The three from the corner, the putback, and now a tough drive to the basket.
Leon Jones.
His big scoring game was in their opener this year against Oakland. They had 22. He makes it, will help Michigan because Duke has not done a good job getting the ball inbounds against this pressure.
No problem this time. The lead reduced to 2 with 1:15 remaining.
Think about Carrawell's stamina.
Inside Boozer gives it up. Battier has 20.
What a pass by Boozer. Good presence inside.
1 minute remaining in the game.
Crawford wants it. Floats. Not this time. Last touched by Michigan.
But see what was so good. Here we'll see the good touch inside. Nice pass. Boozer recognizing what's there. Good feed, good hands.
Second time in his career, Battier hits the 20-point mark. 4-point lead, Duke possession. Duke lead.
Critical inbounds pass here. Try to get that ball to Williams if they can.
Gaines reached in, almost stole it.
James ought to get rid of the ball.
45 seconds.
Now you feel safe if you're Duke. Williams with the ball. Remember, he has 4 fouls.
Over to Battier.
Oh, that's intentional.
What is
that is a bad play by Aslan. You can come up with a hard foul, but not the intentional. This will put him on the line and the ball back. Just not a good play here. Yeah. He could have gone for the... Matter of fact, Jim, he was in a position to make a decent defensive play on the ball.
He fouls out as well.
And Duke team, as I said, shooting 73% from the line this year.
Josh Aslan is replaced by number...
What a homecoming for Battier.
Oh, yeah, terrific.
Shane Battier.
4 of 4 from the line.
Shooting 2.
Boy, Boozer almost did something there that had been disastrous. He wasn't thinking, had his back turned, almost ran to go into the lane. Didn't realize Battier had the ball. And now Duke gets the ball out of bounds. That was not smart play by Josh.
Shot clock is shut off. 31 seconds left in the game. Duke 81% from the line today.
They've got a foul.
4th on Gaines.
His 4th personal. 9th Wolverine team foul.
They said about Williams, you know, he sat a lot of minutes today, not because he was tired, because he showed, as I mentioned earlier, in the DePaul game, he played all 45 minutes of an overtime game against a very tough basketball team. Had to sit because of those 3 fouls in the first half.
1-1. He's been able to really maneuver in traffic today like this is some kind of chess match. He was not only the captain of his high school.
That was
what a terrible segue. All right, I'm calling a foul on myself. He was the captain, folks, of his high school chess team. I didn't think you knew that. They've got 100 here. First team to hit 100 since Duke a year ago. Against Michigan, that is.
There's the foul, and Williams will go to the line again.
The executive producer of CBS Sports is Terry Ewert. Coordinating producer of NCAA basketball is Robert Dekas. And today's game directed by Robert Fishman. Pennzoil at the half, produced by Vin DeVito, directed by Linda Molino. Associate director of today's game, Steve Karasik. Broadcast associate, Fred Johnson. Technical director today is Colby Bourgeau.
Well, Jim, the ACC got the better, 5-4, even though Indiana and Ohio State did not play in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. ACC going to come up with a win here today. Those 2 conferences are going to be very competitive this year. Good shot by Gaines. They get the timeout. That's their last one, right?
That's it for them. It's down to 5, but only 12 seconds remaining. No Michigan timeouts to go.
Bill Kelly just rewrote his will. To wife Kate, he'll one day leave 2 homes, stock options, and his investment portfolio. He'll leave other assets to his children. All his beneficiaries are here. All except the IRS, who could get 2/3 of everything. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
Do you have any idea we'd be in store for this high-scoring a game at 101-96?
A lot of talent on the floor. Young talent, but very good talent on both clubs.
They meet next year again in December in Cameron, but the series after that is in danger of being stopped. I think that's a shame. No plans right now to renew for 2001 and beyond.
Send your cards and letters, right, Jim?
Absolutely.
You already,
I'm going to write Bush on the way home.
Well, one of the things that is going to be interesting also, I think that the Big Ten has shown so far that they are the deepest league with top teams in the country. So Williams' pants falling down there. I think he just had a little arrangement. But
the official was well placed here for us.
But one of the things that Michigan will have to continue playing hard, because they're not going to be many nights off in the Big Ten this year.
Right. 8 assists in the second half for Williams.
There comes Boozer out in a tremendous game. Well, was Mike Krzyzewski right yesterday when he told us guys are starting to find their roles, and there's a guy going to find a role as a starting center for the rest of this year. Looks like that foot is healing up very nicely.
103-96.
Now, why would James be fouling? Don't understand that. He almost fouled down in the backcourt. The one thing you want to do if you're Duke is let the time run by.
Kevin Gaines at the line for Michigan.
Gaines with a nice game. 22 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds.
Well, Ian Crawford told you yesterday that they were going to do something today if they had the appropriate time. That's never been done in college basketball. And he and Blanchard, rather. And, Jim, we didn't get a chance to see that. So we're still
They'll save it. They said it was a CBS special.
Nice.
Blanchard and Crawford, roommates. Don't know what it is. Something special in store for another time.
Well, we'll be seeing a lot of these guys. There's a nice bit of sportsmanship by Blanchard, saying, Carol, he didn't mean to hurt him with the foul.
I know this. It had to happen on a breakaway. Okay, so
well, I'm going to
figure out what kind of fancy dipsy-do move.
I don't know what it could be. Well, we saw one by Richardson today from Michigan State, a freshman. Did a over the back, behind the head rebound. There's Ellerby.
You have to admire, though, this class that he's put together.
He's gonna have
with class, by the way.
Yeah, he's going to have it going here at Michigan. One thing he will see from the film, he better teach Blanchard how to guard a guy out high, because I guarantee a Big Ten coach is not going to let him wrap his arms around the screener like he did today.
And this one's over. It was a good one, though.
97.
Chevrolet players of the game. For Duke, Carlos Boozer. 25 points, 10 rebounds. Jamal Crawford, Seattle. His friends there can celebrate his performance. 27 points. Chevrolet makes a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. Billy, I think we could see this Duke team at the Final Four.
Wow.
So early. A little early. We'll find out, though. That's what the road's all about. For Billy Packer, the Jim Nance, so long from Crisler Arena. Duke wins it here. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the men's NCAA basketball championship.
We welcome you to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky for the battle for the Bluegrass between the Wildcats of Kentucky at 4-4 and the 5-2 Louisville Cardinals. Tim Brando, Billy Packer. Louisville only 1 of 6 from the floor, but they get a flush off the break. Marcus Maven ties the game at 5. Not quite 3.5 minutes gone here in Lexington.
Tim, the first time today Louisville's been able to take advantage of Kentucky's ball handling woes. And if there is a difference in these ball clubs, it's the ability of Louisville defensively to turn the ball over and turn it into points. And there it is again.
Yep. Off the break, Reese Gaines.
Louisville this year is scoring more than a third of their points on turnovers they create. They go directly to baskets, and today they're taking advantage of it here early in the ballgame.
35% of their offense, and already Kentucky with 3 turnovers. McGlure, the dump down. Sol Smith pulls it back. And after a sluggish start for both teams offensively, the 94-foot style that really Denny Crum wants in this game has become really the essence of the opening 4 minutes.
And really interesting, the contrast of what these two teams need to do to each other. And Louisville wants to turn it into a full-court game, a lot of pressure. Kentucky like a half-court power game.
Allison the steal. Bogans, his first collegiate start, nearly lost it. Save to Louisville.
Sensational play by Gaines.
Williams, not there. Maven tries to save it.
Now, if you ask me, this is the kind of game Louisville would like early on. They're playing helter-skelter all over the floor. Louisville, the deeper team, particularly in the backcourt.
There's one for McGlure, but it could be fool's gold, Billy. You're right.
The Final Four. is sponsored by Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile dealers. Prudential, your rock-solid choice for insurance, investments, real estate, and financial services. And by Daytech Online. The rules of online trading are changing.
In one of the great rivalries in all of college basketball, the 31st meeting between Louisville and Kentucky. Kentucky leads the series 20-10, but Louisville's won the last two. Billy Packer, great to be with you. And we haven't needed a 35-second shot clock. A 24-second shot clock hasn't been needed so far in this game.
Well, it did go off right after the first basket, which Kentucky hit with a three-point play by Prince. And since that time, of course, this has become a helter-skelter ball game. Let's think about some things. Kentucky has a decided advantage on the boards. They've got a very impressive positive rebounding differential between their opponents and themselves. Louisville has actually a negative rebounding advantage. So you'd think Kentucky would love to get into a power game half-court at a time and not let this game get spread out.
Tubby Smith in his third year. He's been hearing the howls from the Kentucky faithful after the national title in his first season and a trip to the Elite Eight, only losing to Michigan State by a small margin last year en route to defending their title, but it's been most difficult. He had some players leave. Hogan's obviously and Michael Bradley. And he's lacking size this year to go along with the turnover problem that Saul Smith, his son, has encountered with the pressure in the backcourt.
Well, one of the things that I really like that Tubby's doing, he's moved Saul down court, using Prince to bring the ball up the floor. There's Bogans, who has a great start against Indiana, is really starting to become a scorer for this Kentucky team.
The young man that teamed with Joe Forte, now the star of North Carolina, and Morgan Wooten's backcourt last year at DeMatha High School out of Hyattsville, Maryland, making his first collegiate start. Bogans, as we mentioned. Tayshaun Prince has moved to the point as part of the move. McGlure, the leader of this team, and Williams obviously has to play big, as does Nate Johnson for the Louisville Five, that has Maben and Gaines making up the explosive backcourt.
A Louisville team, and you can remember years past when they were so outstanding. Everybody always used to say, well, what is their Achilles heel? It would be foul shooting. Last year they had an outstanding foul shooting team. This year they're up at 71%, almost 72 as a team.
I was talking to Denny Crum earlier. There's the Dick Clark of college basketball. He's been there for 19 years. He still looks like he could host American Bandstand. He said that's one area that he's really proud of, what his team has been able to do at the line.
Straight man-to-man by Louisville, trying to use their quickness.
Allison turns it over. He's been in some funk early this year, Billy.
Well, I think that was a pretty good play. He'll get charged with a turnover, but McGlure should have been there on that pick-and-roll move.
Now you see 5 already, and the points off for Louisville. 4-0 in that category. Nice work off the wing by Maben, the junior from Clarksville, Tennessee.
You know Maben can shoot and wants to. Lead pass, nothing. Oh, there's a push, and not a good play on the inside by Gaines, because there was no place that Saul Smith could have gone with the ball.
Gaines' second foul.
We'll see the play right here. There's no place that Smith can go. Gaines would have been smart to just let him continue out of bounds. First sub in the game, Stone in for McGlure.
Jamal known more for defense than offense. Stone, a pretty good ball handler at the power forward spot. Oh, we're looking at those scores, Billy. Big win for Lon Kruger today. Illinois beating Kansas. Stone can't finish.
Good job by Allison, out and in.
As we mentioned, that shot clock not operating, so from time to time the public address announcer will shout out the time remaining. Now, we do have a shot clock that is operating. Stone, player control foul against him. Only 80 miles separating these two. 30 meetings in the past. Louisville dominant in the last couple of years. Even in a 12-20 season, 2 seasons back, they were able to win here in Lexington.
A couple of interesting things about that, Tim, is the fact that whenever the football team wins, the basketball team loses, which does not spell well for Louisville today, because Louisville beat Kentucky in basketball. And also the fact that the winning team in this game has beaten the team twice that eventually won the national championship.
Nate Johnson knocks down his first 3, averaging just under 17 per game. The senior from Camden, New Jersey.
It's only his 3rd 3 of the year.
Stone,
nice,
picking up some loose change in the paint.
14-12 Louisville. Nice double team by Kentucky.
Stone, little overplay causing the turnover.
Good decision by Prince. There's nothing there. Boy, Allison makes you nervous when he handles that ball, doesn't he?
Bogan's a ball fake. Oh, he threw up a brick.
Louisville has numbers again and get it to a guy that's been outstanding from the outside so far this year. Shooting right at 50% from 3 in Williams.
Well, that was a nice save, Billy, by Gaines to allow Johnson the second chance. Reese Gaines kept that one alive for him.
Interesting out here. Louisville has not gone to the bench as of yet. First substitution coming in.
Baseball.
Home runner.
Prince, that was a poor decision on the part of Maven.
Well, Maven slipped a little bit on the shot.
Allison finds a crease. Crowd becoming a factor. 16-14.
They're a factor, and they're all dressed in blue. So there's no Louisville contingency here today.
Rims are notoriously tight here, Billy, and a lot of times long rebounds lead to fast break opportunities. Allison on the wing.
Well, Kentucky sure isn't slowing this game down any, and Louisville looks tired. Their players are whipped right now.
They're pulling all the strings. The Wildcats are the maestro for now. Sometimes decisions aren't what you'd like them to be.
Well, you can see the state of Oklahoma is really doing the job, and Tulsa not far behind those two undefeated clubs. Cincinnati was expected to be undefeated, but how about the likes of Dayton and Creighton, LSU, Minnesota? If I said what team in the Big Ten was going to be undefeated start of this season, it wouldn't have been Minnesota, and NC State coming in there at 6-0.
And you talk about a couple of schools that really need good news. Minnesota, Dan Monson doing the job in the wake of all of the controversy swirling about that program, and John Brady at LSU coming away from a tournament victory against Jerry Tarkanian in Fresno in Hawaii. And it's been a while since the Tigers have been a factor in late December, record-wise, even with a rather easy schedule.
Of course, that Dayton team, one of their victories against Kentucky in, of all places, Cincinnati. Yeah. So some people think that game was played up in Dayton.
Many will tell you that this game very important to Kentucky, what with Michigan State looming, and then the conference schedule in the SEC East this year, Billy, is loaded.
Here we see Kentucky for the first time playing zone defense. Leaves Maven wide open. He has had trouble this year from 3.
There's the long rebound leading to a break. Kamara.
Beautifully timed. Kamara just coming into the ball game. Very good lead pass.
Tony Williams. Finger roll to answer.
Well, you got to play Williams first for the shot. That really gives him an advantage on the pump fake and the drive to the basket.
J.P. Blevins, number 3, the sophomore from Edmonton, Kentucky. Metcalf County High School's checked into the game. There's the dump down from Blevins to Stone in traffic.
Terrific utilization of his footwork and space that time. Use the dribble wisely. Very seldom do you see a guy get by with that close to the basket. Putting that ball on the floor.
Stone, a highly touted player out of Alabama. Kentucky able to get in there and take him away from Cliff Ellis and Mark Gottfried in that state.
There we see the 1-2-2 zone.
That was a kick. We'll get a fresh clock.
Here we see that 2-on-1 break. Allison timed it perfectly. And Kamara, who can really get above the rim, was ready for it. Great delivery.
Kamara had been starting, but what with the turnover difficulty, getting him alive off the bench, perhaps that will add to the chemistry for Kentucky with Bogan starting and Kamara coming off the bench.
Well, he missed the bus and did not start in the Indiana game, but didn't start today for a different reason. Solid screens out front to get the jumper off.
Williams.
He has been on fire. Matter of fact, at one point was set to be on pace to break the all-time field goal shooting percentage from 3 for a season.
Williams has 8, and of course deep roots in the state of Kentucky out of Doss High School in Louisville. 2 for 4 today in threes.
Now Louisville, a team now blessed with a lot of Kentucky kids, which kind of gives you a little bit of an edge playing with that home state reputation.
Todd Tackett, number 12, in the game along with Blevins, Prince, and Stone. Tayshaun Prince. There's that long rebound again off the missed jump shot from the perimeter.
Now, Prince is going to take that shot from that far outside. He's got to become a rebounding factor.
Off the back iron, Smiley can't hit. Out of bounds, control to Kentucky. Get in-depth team reports, live scores, and stats. When you've got to know more about college basketball, just click on NCAA Hoops at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. Williams sits down. Nate Johnson comes in for him. Reese Gaines also on the floor, number 22 for the Cardinals.
Timmy, one of the things about Prince, he has got to be on the offensive glass a lot more than he is. This year, he basically came into this game with under 15 offensive rebounds, about a third of his total. He has got to get on the glass.
There's one of those unforced errors, Billy.
Now, Kentucky really hurting and when they have to go to the bench in the backcourt.
That's their 7th turnover.
Not a lot of quality depth there. And they come out 1-2-2. Three-quarter court press now. Change it up pretty nicely.
What is that saying? A team that presses doesn't like being pressed? Tayshaun Prince delivers.
And there's an example of why I said Prince needs to get to the offensive glass. You can see how high up this young man can go. Step through and a walk.
Trying to pinch through the double team. Caleb Gervin turns it over.
Now what's happening to Louisville against this pressure is 4 men are running away from the ball. Nobody coming back to create a passing lane. Many times, Tim, against pressure like this, and you can see where Kentucky is going to have 5 guys in the picture right here. Louisville only has 2. There are no passing lanes for the passer. Kentucky in that half-court trap turns it right back into their offense. Now, both in the full court pressure, the half court pressure, Louisville players are running away from the passer. They have got to either come to the ball, create an opportunity for the passer to have a lane to throw it to. Good job by Kentucky.
Billy, pretty obvious that Tubby Smith has decided to play small ball today. Rather than using his size, he's decided to play the up-tempo game, getting more ball handlers on the floor. Denny Crum came into this game thinking that if it's a half-court game, he's in trouble. He wants the full-court style.
Good screen that time by McGlure for Prince.
Oh, what a left-hand leaner in the lane. 7 in the game for Tayshaun Prince.
See, I think when you have 2 small guards like this and Prince is on the outside, he should crash the boards after every shot and let the guards rotate backward because he can really be effective on the offensive glass.
This youngster, Caleb Gervin, the sophomore from Cathedral City, California. Cousin of G. Gervin, of course, the nephew of George Iceman Gervin. He's really played well of late. Denny Crum as high on this youngster as anybody he has on the floor.
He's got to look for his shot a little quicker.
Johnson can't connect. Gaines again giving a second chance to Louisville. And the follow on the 3rd opportunity for Dion Edwards.
No block out that time by Kentucky. Edwards came right down from the foul line.
Gaines does the dirty work for Louisville.
Well, he's 6'6".
Prince again, same spot. 9 in the game for the sophomore from Compton, California. He's 4 out of 6 from the floor.
He's listed at about 6'8" or 9. Really plays almost 7 foot. Nice play.
Gaines again. Beautiful dump down.
Smiley couldn't get it off inside. Probably should have put it up on the catch. Prince is becoming the primary ball handler in this ball game. Tough to match up with him out there.
Saul Smith.
Wow. There's Kamara. I question that shot.
Here's Gervin. Great speed this young man has.
Took too long to hit ahead.
Dion Edwards not anticipating that pass from Johnson. It was a good one. 27-23 UK. 9 of 13 on 2-point shots, Billy. That's 69%, 60% overall. This is a team averaging 40% shooting as a team coming in, and this block by Jamal McGlure breaks the career record once belonging to Melvin Turpin, part of the Twin Towers. 281 to 84.
227, as you can see right there. Sam Bowie in 3rd place right there. Sam sitting right next to us here. Sam still holds or ties with Andre Riddick, the all-time single game block record of 9.
Yeah, you really get a feeling, too, that McGlure is maturing as a team leader at a time when really Tubby Smith needs him to. It wasn't that long ago he stayed in Tubby's doghouse.
Allison and Smith return to the lineup for U of L.
Now we see Bogan's going to be the ball handler. Prince works himself down court. Williams on him. A little better matchup for Louisville here. Williams on Prince.
Well, against Saul Smith, who's been one of the better shooters so far this year, moves to the wing. A dump down inside leads to the foul against Dion Edwards.
Now Allison's making some nice decisions today with his ball handling. Good touch pass there.
Tonight on CBS, when Renegade Santas try to hijack Christmas, Samo and Kelly prove that it is better to give than to receive. You better watch out. Samo Claus is coming to town, an all-new martial law tonight on CBS.
Prince, a young man, all NIT preseason. Not the only bad game he's had this year. He was 1 for 8 with 8 points against Dayton. Really hurt Kentucky in that one.
21 in that first meeting with Maryland in the preseason NIT. Of course, Maryland winning at Cole Fieldhouse last week.
Kind of unusual for two teams of this magnitude to play twice already this year, Maryland and Kentucky. That was Maryland's first victory ever over Kentucky in the storied history of those two programs.
There's that Illinois score again. Boy, Lon Kruger really turned the corner, Billy, last year at the Big Ten tournament, and it's just carried through to this season.
Outstanding coach. That ball game today looked like a regional final.
Yes, it did. Smith.
Pretty good block out there.
I love Stone. Stone really playing hard underneath. That time it was an errant pass, but all he could do, and the crowd appreciates it.
Now Stone has great hands. Good footwork inside. Just needs playing time, and he's going to get that. Look at those hands.